Welcome to the Real Crime Diary, Daily Dose of Crime. I'm your host, MHB. Today, we delve into a case that shook a quiet community to its core and left even seasoned investigators scratching their heads. What began as a routine missing persons report quickly spiraled into a complex web of deceit, betrayal, and shocking revelations. Brace yourselves as we unravel this baffling mystery that proves truth is often stranger than fiction. In the tranquil town of Oakville, nestled among rolling hills and lush forests, life moved at a leisurely pace. Its residents, mostly families and retirees, enjoyed a sense of safety that seemed unshakable. That is, until the morning of June 15th, when the disappearance of local business owner Sarah Thompson sent shockwaves through the community. Sarah, a beloved figure known for her charitable work and friendly demeanor, failed to open her bakery that Tuesday morning. Her employees, concerned by her uncharacteristic absence, called the police. As word spread, the town's sense of security began to crumble. Initial investigations revealed no signs of forced entry at Sarah's home, and her car remained in the driveway. It was as if she had simply vanished into thin air, leaving behind a community grappling with fear and uncertainty. As the investigation into this baffling case began, detectives found themselves facing a frustrating lack of leads. The crime scene offered little in the way of physical evidence, and witnesses were scarce. Days turned into weeks, and the community grew increasingly anxious as the perpetrator remained at large. Just as hope began to fade, an unexpected breakthrough emerged. A seemingly unrelated traffic stop yielded a crucial piece of information that sent shockwaves through the investigation team. This new lead not only reignited the case, but also raised alarming questions about the nature of the crime itself. As detectives dug deeper, they uncovered a web of connections that had previously gone unnoticed. The tension in the department was palpable as they realized the implications of their discovery. Suddenly, the scope of the investigation expanded, pulling in individuals who had never before been on the radar. This unforeseen development not only breathed new life into the case, but also heightened the urgency to solve it. The race was on to connect the dots before the trail went cold once again. As the investigation dragged on, tensions in the community reached a fever pitch. Then, a breakthrough came from an unlikely source. A local convenience store owner, reviewing security footage for an unrelated incident, noticed something odd. In the corner of the frame, barely visible, was a familiar face entering the store at 2:37 a.m. on the night of the crime. The individual matched the description of someone close to the victim, but not initially considered a suspect. Detectives armed with this new lead began digging deeper. They uncovered a web of lies and inconsistencies in previous statements. The suspect's alibi crumbled under scrutiny, revealing a shocking motive tied to a long-buried family secret. As investigators pieced together the evidence, they realized they were dealing with a carefully orchestrated crime, not the random act of violence they'd initially assumed. In a dramatic turn of events, detectives brought in the suspect for questioning. Under the weight of mounting evidence, the facade finally cracked. In a confession that left even seasoned investigators stunned, the truth emerged. The killer had been hiding in plain sight all along, masquerading as a grieving friend while methodically covering their tracks. After months of painstaking investigation and the tireless efforts of law enforcement, justice was finally served in this shocking case. The unexpected suspect, who had managed to elude authorities for so long, was brought to trial. The courtroom was tense as the prosecution presented their meticulously gathered evidence, leaving no stone unturned. In a dramatic turn of events, key witnesses came forward with damning testimony, corroborating the physical evidence and providing crucial insights into the perpetrator's actions. The defense's attempts to create reasonable doubt crumbled under the weight of the overwhelming evidence. As the jury delivered their verdict, a collective sigh of relief swept through the courtroom. The suspect was found guilty on all counts, bringing a sense of closure to the victims' families and the community at large. The judge, acknowledging the heinous nature of the crime, handed down a sentence that ensured the perpetrator would never again pose a threat to society. While no punishment could ever truly compensate for the lives lost and the trauma inflicted, the resolution of this case marked a significant victory for justice and helped restore faith in the legal system. The repercussions of this case extend far beyond the courtroom. It has sent shockwaves through our justice system, exposing critical gaps in how we protect the most vulnerable members of our society. Law enforcement agencies across the country are now reassessing their protocols for handling missing persons cases, especially those involving children. This tragic event has highlighted the need for faster response times and more comprehensive initial investigations. Furthermore, child welfare services are under intense scrutiny. Many are calling for increased funding and resources to better monitor at-risk families and provide support before tragedy strikes. There's a growing push for more frequent home visits and improved training for social workers to recognize early warning signs of abuse. This case has also sparked a national conversation about the importance of community vigilance. Neighbors, teachers, and healthcare providers are being encouraged to speak up if they suspect something is amiss. It's a stark reminder that protecting children is everyone's responsibility. Legislators are now considering stricter penalties for child abusers and exploring ways to strengthen the legal framework surrounding child protection. Some are advocating for mandatory life sentences in cases of extreme child abuse, while others are pushing for more rehabilitation programs to address the root causes of such behavior. Ultimately, this case serves as a tragic catalyst for change, forcing us to confront uncomfortable truths about our society and spurring us to take action to prevent such horrors from happening again. Now, let's talk about the piece of evidence that ultimately sealed this case. As investigators combed through every detail, one item stood out from the rest. It was something so small, so seemingly insignificant, that it could have easily been overlooked. But in the hands of skilled forensic experts, it became the key that unlocked the entire mystery. This crucial piece of evidence was found in the most unexpected place. It wasn't at the crime scene, nor was it in the suspect's possession. In fact, it was discovered miles away from where the crime took place. What could this enigmatic clue be? How did it connect to our perpetrator? And why was it so damning that it left no room for doubt? The answer to these questions would not only shock the investigators, but would also send ripples through the entire community. This single piece of evidence was about to turn the case on its head and bring justice to a grieving family. And there you have it, folks. A seemingly simple crime that spiraled into a national headline, leaving us all to wonder about the intricacies of our justice system. Could this case have been solved sooner? What do you think? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. And if you want more deep dives into true crime stories, be sure to subscribe to The Real Crime Diary. Until next time, stay safe and stay curious. Power, Pleasure, and Pain. A study of abuse through time. This book provides a detailed examination of how sexual violence and power dynamics have manifested across different historical periods, from ancient civilizations to the modern era. It explores how figures in positions of power used their influence to manipulate and exploit others, showing that the patterns of abuse we see today have deep historical roots. Many people struggle to grasp why abuse of power, particularly sexual violence, persists in modern society. By connecting historical events with contemporary cases, the book offers crucial insights into why such behaviors remain prevalent. The book analyzes infamous cases such as those of Harvey Weinstein, R. Kelly, and Dominique Pellicotte, drawing parallels between them and historical figures. This section highlights how the systemic abuse seen in recent times is not a new phenomenon, but part of an ongoing cultural issue. Through the lens of these modern examples, readers will gain a better understanding of how institutions, wealth, and power have historically shielded perpetrators from justice, contributing to their ability to continue harming others. The book explores the philosophy of libertarianism, particularly through the works of Marquis de Sade, to explain the disturbing ways in which pleasure, power, and cruelty have been intertwined. This provides readers with a deeper philosophical context to interpret modern-day scandals. Unlike other studies that focus solely on historical or contemporary cases, this book uniquely blends both, offering a full spectrum of how abuse is tied to power dynamics. It stands out by making philosophical connections that help readers understand the deeper societal issues at play.